This is why we don't settle. And when I tell you guys you can do better, I mean it. Take it from me, Miss Situationship. I was constantly chasing after men that literally couldn't give less of a fuck about me. It wasn't until I decided for myself that I didn't want to keep chasing, and that I was the prize to be won, that my options ended up getting better. Men and women started chasing me, coming after me, asking me out, because energetically, I was different. And this is how I ended up attracting my Prince Charming. He was the one that asked me out. He was the one that was texting me constantly. He asked me if he could kiss me for the first time underneath the stars. Yes, actually, he's the one that's planned all of the dates. He asked me to be his girlfriend, and now here we are. 3 happy years later with 2 beautiful cats and a wonderful little happy home. I'm not saying all of this to make you jealous by any means. I'm actually saying it to help you realize that true love really does exist. You just have to stop accepting less than you truly deserve. And I'm gonna teach you how.
She's an icon.
Cementing her status.
She's a legend.
One of music's biggest stars.
And she is the moment.
Starting with my friend, I know him so well, Mr. Situationship. How can you accept true love, a love that's genuine and that you truly deserve, if you don't even know what these other options are doing wrong? That's what I'm here for, baddie. So let's walk through the red flags of Mr. Situationship. Flag number 1 has too many options. And how do you know? This person isn't making any decisions when it comes to dating you. Because A, they either have too many options and they can't tell for sure if you're the right one, or B, they actually are already dating somebody else. And yes, as horrific as that sounds, this does happen and has happened to me. Why is this bad, you might be wondering? Well, it's horrible because it can completely damage your self-confidence. You might be questioning yourself, like, what's wrong with me? Why am I not good enough? When in reality, it has nothing to do with you and everything to do with this person. Red flag number 2, Mr. Situationship doesn't respect your time. And how can you tell? This person hardly texts back, they leave you on red. Maybe they do text you back, but it's just very generic, like a, hey, what's up? It's never like, how are you doing? It never feels intentional and like they actually want to get to know you. They also never take the time to actually plan a nice evening, a nice date for the 2 of you. And they ask you out very last minute, not respecting your schedule, or they make very late night booty calls to you, always expecting you to bend at their will and be on call for them, and they only come around when it's convenient for them. Now, why is this bad, you might be wondering? Because it leaves little respect for your time, your schedule, and your life. What you like to do with your time. They're completely disregarding it and leaving it completely up to what they want to do on their time. It shows that this person isn't spousal material. I mean, they can't even plan the first date, the second date, the next date after that. Then how are you expecting them to plan fun anniversaries, celebrations, or surprises, or fun, extravagant events like that? I also believe that this person is not acting like a true gentleman, and that's a for me personally, because I believe that a true gentleman will always be respectful of his lady's time, her energy, and the fact that she has to put herself together and look at her schedule, her endeavors, in order to make the commitment with you. It can also be a major indicator of a really bad communicator, somebody that doesn't even have the time, the effort, the energy to put into texting you, at least initially. I understand if eventually in the relationship things kind of calm down because eventually you're dating, maybe you're living together, you know, it's relaxed. But at the beginning of the relationship, they should especially be putting in their all because they're trying to, in my opinion, court you and win you over. For fuck's sake, you can't even text me back? Like, imagine if you guys were arguing. What would happen? Like, is that how this person's just gonna react? They're just gonna shut down. They're not gonna talk to you. They're not gonna explain to you what's going on in their mind. I just feel like that's such a good indicator of somebody that is a bad communicator. Red flag number 3, Mr. Situationship is emotionally unclear. How can you tell? I feel like they never actually tell you how they really feel. It's always kind of like a major guessing game. It never is just a straightforward answer of like, yes, I really like you, or yes, I love you, or I'm really into you, I would like to see you more. And it's always just kind of like this weird gray area where you feel like there's something there, but I don't know for sure. This person could also be very emotionally shut down, which again is not a good indicator that this person is ready for a commitment or a relationship. And or there could be a lot of unresolved feelings, unresolved emotions within the connection. So maybe things ended, or you went your separate ways or whatever, but it just feels like there's something missing, like you never really got that answer that you really wanted from the relationship. Why is this bad? I feel like it leaves you questioning your own intuition. Like, did this person even ever really like me? Or am I just crazy and experiencing some kind of like pseudo relationship with them? I also believe that it can leave you trapped in this mentality of an open loop relationship. And this is something that's used commonly actually within social media and storybook tactics, where it grips you at the beginning, gets you hooked, and then leaves you wanting more. But unlike a storybook, with a situationship, it never gets fully resolved. There's not the ending, which is the commitment. And so there's always this unknown sort of air of will they, won't they? When in reality, it should just be they will. Now that you know the sort of backstory or common characteristics that I've found in a lot of situationship relationships, now you can finally avoid them. Yay! And here's how you're going to do it with my Dating Like a Princess rulebook. Starting with rule number 1, he must plan all of the first dates and pay attention to where he plans on taking you. Is it out for a nice little coffee drink, or is it out for late night drinks? Is it to a nice restaurant or a fast food place? Or is it just over to his place? Winky face. And no, you don't pay. Okay? No. All of these are key indicators of, does he have the right intentions? Does he treat my presence like a present, right? Because you just existing and being there, taking the time out of your day, getting ready, looking good, showing up, is enough in order for you to be spoiled and treated like the true royalty that you are. It also can be an indicator of, does he have the money to afford me long term, aka provide for the family? Because a lot of the time, a lot of women that I know especially have very much so provider mentalities, but then they get trapped in relationships or situationships again, where it just feels like they aren't the priority and their future together isn't the priority, because creating the future for your future kids is the priority, right? It's having a happy family, a happy home. So I believe that it's a really big indicator depending on how he treats you, where he takes you, how he speaks to you, all of those things. Rule number 2, no woohooing on the first date, or kissing if you're bold like me. This is exactly how you go from serious dateable option to booty call like that. I also spiritually think that it's just exchanging way too much energy with somebody that you barely know on the first date. You deserve so much to be romanced, to be cherished before creating that spiritual and emotional tie with somebody. I remember there's been several occasions where men have tried to kiss me, where men have tried to touch me in areas in which are a little bit more scandalocious, I should say. And I don't know if it's just me being me, incredibly proper, me being somebody that is demisexual, which means that I just don't sleep with people until I can emotionally connect to them. So obviously that can explain a lot. But I also, again, like I was saying, I really do think that it turns you into that booty call rather than being a serious, dateable option. Like, that's something that's kind of sacred, and not in like a religious or spiritual way. No, baddie, it's sacred because it's your hot body. And to be honest with you, it's something that somebody else deserves to win as a treat rather than just get it, hit it, and quit it. And don't feel bad about telling people those boundaries. Like I was saying before, I've had men that have literally tried to kiss me and I have backed away and physically went, I don't kiss on the first date. And I also, again, this is a personal belief, so you do not have to take any of the things that you do not believe with you. But if it helps, it helps. One of my personal beliefs is that you should ask somebody before you kiss them. And especially, I'm just a lady, right? I like to be warned before something like that is gonna happen. And with these other people, they were very, again, it's just ungentlemanly to me to force that upon a lady without asking her, requesting her first. And sometimes when the moment's right, you know, you don't really need that confirmation, but like when it's like a random moment, like they were trying to make it like out of the blue, just trying to kiss me like seemingly out of the blue, right? I just feel like it's ungentlemanly. And that was the biggest difference with my partner that I have now was, you know, we didn't kiss on the first date. We actually ended up kissing on the second date, and it wasn't until super late at night. We had laid a blanket out in the grass, and we were watching the stars together, listening to one of his favorite George Harrison albums, and it was so romantic, it was so beautiful. And then he leaned in and he said, would it be okay if I kissed you right now? And I said, yes! And actually with him too, I was like, you know, he could have really kissed me anytime, and I don't know if I really would have cared, but just the fact that he waited for the perfect moment and just made it something so magical and so special, something that I can, again, still talk about to this day and we'll talk about for forever. It's beautiful. And so that's really what I want to share with you guys by saying this. It's not to be slut-shamey, because I'm literally the opposite of that kind of channel. If of anybody, am very encouraging of, you know, experimentation and getting out there and exploring and, you know, having fun with life. But just when it comes to me personally, it's just something that I really want to have to be special with somebody that I feel equal amounts of chemistry with. And yeah, some of those dates did not feel it, so I did not want to be kissed, and then it left them looking a little bit like, oh, you know, because I didn't want to kiss them and I fully had to reject them in person. So yeah, take that with you, and again, take that as a lesson, as it does not matter, even if you're like mid-makeout and they start feeling you up or whatever, you can still stop them. You can absolutely still stop them and say, hey, I'm sorry, but this is where I'm cutting you off. You know, we had a lot of fun tonight, but I'm just not really looking for the intimacy on the first date. This definitely went super well, and I'd love to see you again. You know, or if it didn't, if you don't want to, then send them on their way. Sometimes even send them on their way and then text them and let them know, hey, I'd love to see you again. That was really fun. But always, like, never feel shame just kind of like shutting somebody down, even if it's in the middle of like a heated, hot moment. You know, you can cool it off at any time, and a genuine gentleman, a genuine partner will not feel emasculated by that. Rule number 3, first impressions are everything to me. When you're on a date with a guy, I want you guys to literally kind of see it as an interview. Like, you are interviewing them for a very important position. It's to be your partner, right? So they have to kind of pass some of the tests. And I'm very harsh, okay? But again, this is how I ended up getting a dream partner, was by being harsh with my interviewing and my process with dating people. It's still fun and it's still lighthearted. I like to ask, like, what is he wearing? I had a guy that wore a fedora on the first date, and I'm so sorry, but the second I saw that, it was an immediate no for me. You know, I had another guy that was wearing just way too tight of a top, floral, you know, bright pink. It just was not my taste, was not my style. And again, I feel like that is totally okay to judge somebody, especially on what they're wearing to a first date, because I really do believe that it says a lot about the person. Is he asking you engaging questions? Is he talking to you? Is he trying to get to know you and your background? Or is he completely shutting you out and just yapping all over whatever you're trying to say? Is he completely drawing the conversation just back on himself? Because if so, that can be a big indicator, hey, this guy's literally just in it for himself. What does he do for a living? Does he have a serious job, you know? Or is he just kind of fucking around with a lot of different fast food places or whatever? I feel like it's very important to know like what somebody does and, you know, how seriously they take the career aspect of their life as well. Does he look clean and maintained? So are his fingernails clean? If he's a blue collar worker, obviously ignore that, but like, is he clean shaven? Does he smell good? You know, does he have sweat stains or stains on his clothes or that kind of stuff? Because I really do believe that that's another, again, big indicator of the kind of person that you are attracting and the kind of person that you really want in your life. What does he order? Does he order the most expensive thing on the menu? Does he order the cheapest thing on the menu? Does he order meat? Does he order a vegetarian dish? You know, like a lot of these things, especially dietary restraints, this world that we're living in, it's great to have a partner that sort of aligns with you dietarily as well. But even if they don't, it's nice to know that, you know, if they are a meat eater, that they might still accept you if you are a veggie, if you like vegetarian food or pescatarian or vegan or whatever. Lastly, how does he speak about other people? So how does he speak about his family members, his friends? You know, those are big indicators of who this person is. Like if he's speaking very negatively about his family, about his friends, he's probably not that great of a person and you probably don't want to spend any more time with him. Rule number 4, stop accepting less than you deserve. The second that you notice any of these red flags, run. Bolt, sprint the other direction. And why? Because the longer that you spend with this person, the more attached that you are going to get to this person. And then the more attached that you are to this person, the more that you are going to want to keep them in your life and keep making excuses for their behavior and the way that they are treating you and all of that bullshit. And always remember, if he wanted to, he would. I remember seeing a TikTok of a man that was literally blackout drunk on his front lawn, didn't even know where the fuck he was, and he just kept saying, I'm married, because his wife was trying to talk to him, but he didn't realize that it was a wife. He just thought it was a random woman. And so what did he say? He kept saying, I'm married. And that just goes to show that it doesn't matter how drunk you are. You're a fucking cheater, okay? You can't make up excuses like that. So stop making excuses as to why this person can't plan a date or as to why this person can't fit you into their schedule or any of that bullshit, because that's what it is. It's bullshit. And if he wanted to, he fucking would. Rule number 5, know what you want. This is a list of personality traits that I wrote down before I found my current partner. And I can't believe that I did this, but after I met him, I ended up going back through my list of personality traits and marking them off with a red marker to actually show which ones ended up coming true and actually make some corrections on one of them. So when I say this works, I mean it.
How do you know what's good for me? That's my opinion!
How can you know if somebody is good for you if you don't know what you're looking for? Right? Writing down personality traits of the person that you want to attract not only gives you a clearer vision of who you're looking for, who you're looking to spend your life with, but it also gives a clearer vision to your spirit guides, God, Allah, whoever you believe in, of what you're looking for and who to bring to you. Here are some examples of personality traits, which I'll just flash up here for a little bit. Feel free to pause and screenshot if you'd like to. Otherwise, we're just gonna keep going. And last, but certainly not least, our golden rule, and that is, you are the prize to be won. You are now the one who's calling the shots. You are now the one whose time is to be respected. You are now the one who is to be cherished, loved, appreciated, and treated with the utmost respect that you truly deserve. You are meant to be chased, okay? So people are going to be asking you out. People are going to be scheduling with your time in mind. People are not going to be hitting you up at 3 a.m. for booty calls because they already know that you are not that type of bitch anymore. The second that you start realizing this and putting it into action, you will recognize the true gem and the true star that you truly have been this entire time. And you will immediately stop wasting your time with people who don't treat you like that. So get ready for it because it's already coming in. I already know it because the second that you watched this video, you already absorbed this information. You are going to put it into action. You are going to feel like it's already around you. Treating yourself already like the true princess, prince, royalty that you already are, taking yourself out on dates, spoiling yourself, and again, not accepting any less than you deserve because you deserve the absolute best. And if you are still seeking some more personalized answers, you can of course book a personal reading with me via my Etsy page. The link is down below, and I will give you all of the answers that you need in love, life, career, or just in general. Thank you all so much for joining me today, and I just want to leave you with this.
I don't need a nose job or blonde hair, because my sex-good boyfriend likes me just the way I am. That's all!
And if I can't put that in because it's copyrighted, I'll leave you with this. You are meant to be loved, you are meant to be cherished, and you are meant to be chased. Now go out there and get the true love that you deserve. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for joining me here today. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to give my video a thumbs up. Subscribe, as it really does help out my channel. Let me know down below if there are any other topics that you'd like for me to discuss, because this video was highly requested by you guys after I made my community post. So let me know how you like this style of video. If you'd like advice on any other different topics, I'm your bitch, the Dick Witch. Yeah, and I'll see you very, very soon, okay? Goodbye.